If you are over 60 years old and every morning you stand in your kitchen, take the bottle of olive oil and pour it over your salad, your bread, or your vegetables, because you have heard for many years that olive oil is good for the heart, good for the brain, good for long life, but deep inside you still wonder whether you are using it correctly, whether you are using too much or too little, whether heating it destroys its power, whether drinking it on an empty stomach is helpful or harmful, whether it can really protect your memory, your blood pressure, your joints, and even your blood sugar, then this complete guide was created especially for you, because today we are going to move slowly, clearly, and deeply through every important detail that a man or woman over 60 must understand before continuing to use olive oil every single day. Before we begin, I want you to pause for one moment and make a small but powerful decision for your future health. And that decision is this. Press the like button, subscribe to this channel, and write in the comments the simple sentence, "My health still matters." Because when you write those words, you are not writing them for me, you are writing them for yourself, as a reminder that even after 60, 70, or 80, your daily choices still shape your tomorrow. Now take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and let us begin calmly. What changes inside the body after 60? Aging is not a disease, and it is not a failure, but it is a biological process that affects every cell in your body slowly and quietly. And after the age of 60, several changes begin to happen at the same time, even if you feel strong and independent on the outside. Your arteries, which are the blood vessels that carry oxygen-rich blood from your heart to the rest of your body, slowly lose some of their elasticity, which means they become slightly stiffer. And when arteries become stiff, blood pressure can rise more easily. Your metabolism slows down, which means your body burns fewer calories at rest than it did 20 or 30 years ago, and this makes weight gain easier even if you are eating the same amount of food. Your muscle mass naturally decreases unless you actively work to preserve it, and this affects balance, strength, and blood sugar control. Your digestive system becomes more sensitive, and some people experience slower stomach emptying, reduced enzyme production, or increased sensitivity to fatty meals. Inflammation levels inside the body often increase with age, and this low-level chronic inflammation is connected to heart disease, joint pain, type 2 diabetes, and memory decline. Because of these changes, the type of fat you eat becomes more important than it was in your younger years, and this is where olive oil enters the conversation. What makes olive oil different from other fats? Olive oil is primarily made up of monounsaturated fat, especially a fatty acid called oleic acid, and this type of fat behaves very differently inside the body compared to saturated fats that are found in butter, fatty red meat, and many processed foods. Monounsaturated fats tend to support healthier cholesterol balance by lowering harmful LDL cholesterol levels and supporting beneficial HDL cholesterol. And this balance matters more after 60 because high LDL cholesterol can slowly build up in artery walls and increase the risk of heart attack or stroke. But olive oil contains more than just fat. High-quality olive oil, especially extra virgin olive oil, contains natural plant compounds called polyphenols, and these polyphenols act like gentle protectors inside your bloodstream, helping reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, which are two major contributors to aging-related diseases. This is one reason why olive oil is a central part of the traditional Mediterranean diet, a dietary pattern associated with longer life expectancy and lower rates of heart disease. However, the benefit depends on quality, quantity, and correct usage. The first big mistake: not checking the type. Many people assume that all olive oil is equally healthy, but that is not correct. The healthiest choice is extra virgin olive oil because it is cold-pressed, minimally processed, and retains most of its natural antioxidants. Refined olive oils are exposed to heat and chemical processing, and during that process, many of the protective polyphenols are removed. So when you buy olive oil, look carefully for the words extra virgin, a dark glass bottle, a harvest or production date, a fresh, slightly grassy smell. Avoid oils in clear plastic bottles exposed to light because light and heat slowly damage the oil and reduce its protective properties. How much is safe and effective after 60? Olive oil is healthy, but it is also calorie-dense. 1 tablespoon contains about 120 calories. If you pour freely without measuring, you may unknowingly consume 3 or 4 tablespoons per day, which adds 360 to 480 calories. And because metabolism slows down after 60, these extra calories can slowly turn into abdominal fat, and abdominal fat increases the risk of heart disease and insulin resistance. For most seniors, 1 to 2 tablespoons per day is enough to gain benefits without excessive calorie intake. Spreading it across meals is better than consuming it all at once. Blood pressure and artery health. After 60, blood pressure often increases due to artery stiffness and long-term dietary habits. Monounsaturated fats in olive oil help maintain artery flexibility and may support better endothelial function, which is the ability of blood vessels to relax and widen when needed. However, olive oil cannot cancel the effects of high salt intake, lack of physical activity, or chronic stress. It works best as part of a balanced lifestyle that includes vegetables, whole grains, moderate movement, and stress management. Olive oil and diabetes risk. Insulin sensitivity often decreases with age, which means blood sugar can rise more easily after meals. Replacing saturated fats with monounsaturated fats may support better blood sugar control, and when olive oil is consumed with high-fiber vegetables, beans, and whole grains, it helps slow digestion and prevent sharp glucose spikes. But portion control is critical because excess calories from any source, including healthy fats, can worsen insulin resistance if weight increases. Before we continue to the deeper sections about memory, joint pain, vegetables, cooking methods, gallbladder safety, and weight management after 60, I want to ask you something very simple. Do you measure your olive oil when you use it, or do you just pour it directly from the bottle? Write in the comments, measured or poured freely. And if this information is helping you understand your body better, please press the like button now, because when you do that, this video becomes visible to more seniors who may be making silent health mistakes without knowing it. Now let us continue calmly. Memory, brain health, and cognitive decline. As we age, brain cells become more vulnerable to oxidative stress and inflammation, and the membranes surrounding those cells depend on healthy fats to maintain flexibility and communication efficiency. Monounsaturated fats from olive oil support cell membrane integrity, and polyphenols may help reduce inflammatory markers linked to cognitive decline. Olive oil is not a medicine, and it cannot prevent all memory problems, but consistent moderate intake as part of a vegetable-rich diet may contribute to long-term brain resilience. Mental stimulation, social interaction, sleep quality, and physical activity remain equally important. Joints, inflammation, and morning stiffness. Chronic low-level inflammation contributes to joint stiffness and discomfort in many seniors. Polyphenols in extra virgin olive oil have mild anti-inflammatory properties that may support joint comfort over time, especially when combined with a diet rich in colorful vegetables, fruits, legumes, and omega-3 rich fish. However, olive oil alone cannot reverse advanced arthritis, and maintaining a healthy weight is one of the most powerful ways to reduce joint stress. Should you drink olive oil on an empty stomach? Some advice suggests taking a spoon of olive oil every morning on an empty stomach. For most seniors, this is unnecessary. Olive oil works best when consumed with food. Taking it alone may cause nausea, loose stools, or gallbladder discomfort in sensitive individuals. If you have gallstones or gallbladder disease, consult your doctor before increasing fat intake. Olive oil alone is beneficial, but its power increases dramatically when combined with vegetables. When added to tomatoes, it enhances lycopene absorption. When mixed with carrots, it improves beta-carotene absorption. When combined with leafy greens, it enhances vitamin K uptake for bone and blood vessel health. Light steaming vegetables and adding olive oil after cooking preserves nutrients and improves taste. Consistency matters more than perfection. Practical daily structure for seniors. Breakfast: whole grain toast, eggs, tomato slices, and 1 teaspoon olive oil. Lunch: large salad with leafy greens, beans, colorful vegetables, and 1 tablespoon olive oil. Dinner: steamed vegetables and grilled fish with 1 teaspoon olive oil added after cooking. Total daily intake: about 1 to 2 tablespoons. If this detailed explanation is helping you see olive oil in a new and clearer way, please subscribe and turn on notifications, because in the next part we will go even deeper into storage mistakes, heating mistakes, weight loss after 60, hidden calorie traps, specific vegetable combinations, and a complete weekly plan designed especially for seniors. Now I would like to ask you, 1. Do you currently use extra virgin olive oil? 2. Have you ever experienced stomach discomfort after eating fatty meals? 3. What is your biggest health concern right now? Heart, memory, joints, or blood sugar? Write your answers below because your experience may help someone else who is reading the comments. Take a slow breath again and let us continue carefully, because in this part we are going to talk about the mistakes that most people never think about, even though they use olive oil every single day. And these mistakes do not look dramatic or dangerous on the surface, but over time they quietly reduce the benefits you expect, especially after the age of 60, when your body becomes more sensitive to inflammation, weight gain, digestive stress, and blood sugar changes. Many seniors buy good olive oil, sometimes even expensive extra virgin olive oil, and then unknowingly destroy its protective compounds at home simply because of improper storage. And this is very common and very easy to fix. Olive oil is sensitive to 3 main enemies: light, heat, and air. When olive oil is exposed to light for long periods of time, especially sunlight near a window, the polyphenols and antioxidants slowly break down, and the oil begins to oxidize, which reduces its protective effect inside your body. When olive oil is stored near the stove, where temperatures frequently rise during cooking, the repeated heating and cooling damages the oil over time, even if the bottle is closed. When olive oil is left open for long periods, oxygen enters the bottle and slowly oxidizes the fat, which not only reduces benefits, but can also change the taste and smell. After 60, your body is already dealing with more oxidative stress than in younger years, so consuming oxidized oil does not help your cells. To protect your olive oil properly, store it in a dark cabinet away from heat. Keep the lid tightly closed. Avoid buying very large bottles if you use it slowly. Try to finish the bottle within 2 to 3 months after opening. Freshness matters more than brand. One of the most common questions seniors ask is whether olive oil can be used for cooking, and the answer is yes, but with important limits. Extra virgin olive oil has a moderate smoke point, which means that if heated too high, it begins to smoke and break down, and when oil reaches its smoke point, beneficial compounds are destroyed and harmful byproducts may form. Deep frying with extra virgin olive oil is not ideal, especially at very high temperatures. Light sautéing at medium heat is generally safe. The safest and most protective way to use olive oil after 60 is to add it after cooking. Drizzle it over steamed vegetables. Mix it into soups after removing from heat. Use it for salad dressings. This preserves most of the polyphenols. Remember, olive oil is most powerful when treated gently. Let us talk honestly about weight after 60. Many seniors say, "I do not eat more than before, but I gain weight anyway." And this is often true because metabolism slows and muscle mass decreases. If you use olive oil freely without measuring, it is easy to consume extra calories without realizing it. And over months or years, this can lead to slow belly fat accumulation. Abdominal fat is not only a cosmetic issue, it is metabolically active tissue that increases inflammation and insulin resistance. Olive oil does not cause belly fat when used moderately, but excess of any calorie source can contribute to weight gain. After 60, small adjustments matter more than extreme diets. Use a tablespoon measure for at least a few weeks so you understand your true intake. Awareness alone often leads to better balance. Some people ask whether olive oil helps with weight loss, and the honest answer is that olive oil alone does not burn fat, but when used correctly, it can support a balanced diet that promotes stable blood sugar and reduces cravings. Healthy fats increase satiety, which means you feel satisfied longer after eating, and when olive oil is combined with fiber-rich vegetables and protein, it slows digestion and reduces rapid glucose spikes. This may reduce hunger between meals. However, portion control remains critical. If your goal is gentle weight reduction after 60, aim for 1 tablespoon per day, large portions of non-starchy vegetables, moderate protein intake. Regular light movement, such as walking. Weight loss after 60 should be slow and steady, not aggressive. Olive oil becomes especially powerful when combined with specific vegetables that contain fat-soluble nutrients. Tomatoes contain lycopene, which becomes more available when cooked gently and combined with olive oil. Carrots contain beta-carotene, which converts into vitamin A in the body, and absorption increases with fat. Spinach and kale contain vitamin K and other antioxidants that require fat for proper uptake. Broccoli and other cruciferous vegetables contain compounds that support detoxification pathways, and while they do not require fat in the same way as beta-carotene, adding olive oil improves flavor and increases regular consumption. Regular vegetable intake combined with small amounts of olive oil supports long-term cellular protection. If you have stayed with me through this entire guide, it means you care deeply about your future. And that alone is powerful. Please support this message by subscribing, pressing the like button, and sharing this video with one person over 60 who cooks every day and deserves clear and honest information. Now, I would truly like to hear from you. 1. What is your biggest health concern right now? Heart, memory, blood pressure, joints, or blood sugar? 2. How many vegetables do you eat daily? 3. Have you been using extra virgin olive oil or another type? 4. Would you like a full printable anti-inflammatory weekly meal plan designed specifically for seniors? Write your answers in the comments because your story may encourage someone else who feels alone in their health journey. Aging is not about avoiding every risk. It is about reducing unnecessary harm and increasing daily protection.